Hello guys, FurballTheHammy, your friendly neighborhood hamster, is back again for another Hypixel Skyblock video. And in today's video, we will be talking about the best way to get Combat 50. Today's video will be very math heavy, so be sure to take out your pen and paper to take down notes as we go through today's lesson. Bear in mind that today's lesson will only focus on Slayer leveling to Combat 50, and the best Slayer for Combat 50 will surprise you, so be sure to pay attention. However, before I begin, we finally got 15,000 subscribers. However, 64% of you guys are still unsubscribed. Imagine if you guys would subscribe, we would have already reached YouTube rank by now. Also, on top of that, you will want to subscribe because at 20,000 subscribers, I will be doing 1,500 Tier 4 SVENS for a Slayer marathon. So be sure to smash the subscribe button down below if you want to see my fingers finally fall off. So without further ado, let's begin with the lesson. Firstly, let's talk about combat XP gain per hour. This is done without boss trading. For SVEN, it will be 3,000 plus 1,200 from the boss, and that will give you around 4,200 XP per boss. The average time is 1 minute 15 seconds, which means that your total XP per hour will be around 201.6k XP per hour. For Tarantulas, it will be 2k plus 1k from the boss, which is 3,000 XP boss per quest, and the average time is around 1 minute, making the total XP per hour 180,000 XP per hour. For Tier 4 Revenants, it is 4.8k plus 1.2k from the boss itself, which will give you 6,000 XP per boss. The average time I think is around 35 seconds, making the total XP per hour 617,000 XP per hour. For Tier 3 Revenants, it is 3,000 XP per boss including the quest itself, and you get around an average of 30 seconds per quest, making it 432,000 XP per hour. So with that out of the way, now let's talk about profits and losses for getting Combat 50 from these Slayers, as well as the time taken. The revenue from Tier 4 Revenants will be 75 times 1.5, plus 50,000 times 0.15, plus 20,000 times 0.0237 times 3, 200,000 plus 0.010665, plus 100,000 times 0.00360, plus 3 million times 0.001185, which will give you 15,082.5 coins. However, since the cost of the Slayer boss is 50,000 coins, you will be making a loss of 34,917.5 coins per Tier 4 Revenant done. Next up, the revenue from Tier 3 Revenants will be 42 times 1.5, plus 25,000 times 0.15, plus 20,000 times 0.0237 times 3, plus 100,000 times 0.00360, which in total will give you a revenue of 5,595 coins per boss. However, since each boss costs 10,000 coins, you will be making a loss of 4,405 coins per boss. Next up, the revenue from Tier 4 SVEN will be 75 times 110, plus 4 times 20,000 times 0.15, plus 300,000 times 0.0237, plus 200,000 times 0.0107, plus 350,000 times 0.00360, plus 800,000 times 0.00185, and plus 45 mil times 0.000711, which will give you 64,235 coins. However, each Tier 4 SVEN costs 50,000 coins, which means that the profit you will get is 64,235 minus 50k, which will give you 14,235 coins per boss. And yeah, with that, now let's talk about the time taken it will take you to do Combat 50 from these Slayers. So from my calculations, the amount of Tier 4 SVENs you will need to get Combat 50 is 13,119 Tier 4 SVENs. And since each boss is 1 minute 15 seconds, you will take around 273 hours. However, you will profit around 186.75 million coins. And for Tier 4 Revenants, you would require 9,183 Tier 4 Revenants. Each boss taking 35 seconds, you would need 89.3 hours. The average profit is negative 320.6 million coins. Lastly, for Tier 3 Revenants, you would require to do 18,366 Tier 3 Revenants, and with each boss taking around 30 seconds, you would need to take around 127.5 hours, and the average profit will be negative 80.9 million coins. So yeah, tier 4 tarantula is just out of the question. It just isn't profitable anymore because the digested mosquito is now worth a lot less. But wait, some of you guys may be asking, you didn't calculate the profit you will get from leveling up pets to level 100 and resetting them during your grind. Now hear me out on this. You can level up combat pets to level 100 for any Slayer, tier 3 Revenant or tier 4 SVENS or even tier 4 Revenants. It is a mutually exclusive benefit, since you are also gaining the same amount of combat XP of 55.1 million to get combat 50. All Slayers in this test will be able to level up the same amount of pets to level 100 to sell, and the profit difference, keyword being difference, will be the same overall. Whether you sell pets or you don't sell the pets. You will lose less from Revenants to get combat 50, but you will also earn equally more from SVENS should you choose to level pets in the process to level 50, and thus it is a null point. So now, is it worth it to do tier 4 Revenants to combat 50? I will answer that first in comparison to tier 4 SVENS. The difference in profit margins for Revenant and SVEN is 320.6 plus 187, which is 507.6 million coins. However, for SVEN, you will have to grind 183.7 more hours to get combat 50. This means that if you want to make up for the profit difference and justify grinding tier 4 Revenants, you would have to make 507.5 divided by 183.7, which is 2.8 million coins per hour for around 184 hours consistently. If you can do that, then by all means go ahead and grind tier 4 Revenants. Bear in mind that you will have to do your money making method for 184 hours consistently and earn 2.8 mil or more per hour and not just 10 or 20 or 30 hours. Also, bear in mind that for tier 4 SVENS, you could potentially boss trade with a friend and do one SVEN boss averaging in about 1 minute, making the time taken actually 218 hours to get combat 50 with SVENS. And if you are able to trade SVEN bosses, the time difference will only be 128.7 hours. And you will have to make around 4 million coins per hour or more to justify not grinding SVENS to combat 50 and choosing tier 4 Revenants if you can find a partner to boss trade with SVENS. And now for tier 3 Revenants, you will be saving around 267.9 million coins by just spending 145 more hours on SVENS, which means that if you want to justify tier 3 Revenant grinding, you will have to be making 267.9 divided by 145, which will give you 1.9 million coins per hour, and you have to make 1.9 mil or more per hour for 145 hours. This is similar to Zealot grinding profit levels with a legendary Enderman pet. However, if you are able to boss trade SVEN, which will take only 218 hours instead of 273 hours, you would have to be earning 267.9 divided by 213 minus 127.5, which will give you 3.13 mil per hour, and you will have to make 3.13 mil per hour or more for 85.5 hours to justify not boss trading SVENS to combat 50. Personally, I would recommend boss trading tier 4 SVEN until you are combat 50. I did give Revenant a lot more leeway in this test because I calculated Revenant and Undead Catalyst at 20,000 coins, even though they are basically worth nothing. So do take note of that. However, tier 3 Revenants is also a decent choice if you don't like Slayers and you don't want to lose too much, because not everyone can do an extra 90 to 130 hours of Slayer grinding. So yeah, as a whole, I would personally pick tier 4 SVENS, and I personally did that to combat 50. However, I will leave you guys to decide it for yourself for which is best, but personally I think it is mainly between tier 3 Rev and tier 4 SVENS. The statistics are on the table for you here for you to read and to understand before you make a decision. I will be doing Slayer profits with leveling pets for a future video very soon with math once again. And with that, a Slayer boss a day keeps a /G kit command away, so be sure to do your daily Slayer bosses. And with that, this is FurballTheHammy, your Slayer maniac, signing out. I hope this video helped you guys on deciding what Slayer you should be doing for combat 50.